Cam Newton is returning to the Patriots. The Patriots and Cam Newton have agreed to a one-year contract worth $14 million, bringing Cam back as the starter in New England for another year. In 2020, he took over for Tom Brady as the starter, and New England hit some woes. They went 7-9, first losing season since 2000. Cam Newton had an iffy year, 8 touchdowns, 10 interceptions through the air, but he also had almost 600 yards on the ground and scored 12 touchdowns. So, again, bit of a mixed bag, but what do you think, Ben, about Cam Newton coming back to the Patriots, this move by the Patriots, and the money, $14 million, a lot of money?
So the $14 million is, there's a ton of incentives there. Who knows if he's even going to earn that? The From everything I've heard, it's base value of 5 million. So you're giving him five. That's pretty standard, like backup slash 1B type of money, right? Like he's not your 1A, or like starter level. Honestly, like if you take a group of quarterbacks across the league, you say like, all right, who are your 1A guys? Who are your like backups who could start in a pinch? I'd put him in that group right now. But look, I don't think at all this prevents New England from bringing another quarterback. And I think they're probably either going to draft somebody or look to make a move in free agency or in the trade market this offseason. So I think he's still going to be like a transitional guy. He's probably going to have a battle in camp with somebody else. But I mean, look, if they didn't keep him, it was just going to be them in the open market, and Jarrett Stidham was going to be the only guy, the only known entity on that roster at quarterback, which honestly, if I were a Patriots fan, I would not feel good about that, because everything we've seen from Stidham has been like every other quarterback that the Patriots drafted with Brady on the roster. Think about Ryan Mallett. Think about Brian Hoyer, who they brought in as a free agent. Look,
Brian Hoyer. Don't shit on Brian Hoyer. He almost brought the Cleveland Browns to a winning season one year. He
two wins.
almost
He
did
got
that.
2 wins once. He did get 2 wins with the Cleveland Browns. 2-0. He was 2-0, and then he got hurt. So who knows
Yep.
what could have been. So
Yep, the sky was the limit in Cleveland for that man. But no, I think Cam actually coming back. I think you're right on a few points here. I think the biggest one though is that this is a temporary thing. I think we can both agree on that. This is a temporary thing, and this is also New England kind of deciding that there were a lot of rumors that Jimmy G or Kirk Cousins could be potential trade pieces this offseason. Jimmy G especially was linked to the Patriots. That was noted last week as being the Patriots' A plan. I guess that plan went out the fucking window. But, I think that this is them saying that they're not going to go out there and get a big free agent. They're not going to go out there and trade for somebody. And this is likely a scenario where they're going to bring Cam Newton back, have him mentor Trey Lance, Mac Jones, one of these young guys out of the draft likely, and possibly build for the future in the draft, build for the future. Maybe next year, maybe they don't even pick a quarterback in the draft, because you know how Bill Belichick is. Bill Belichick he's playing three-dimensional chess, and we can question all we want, but at some point I feel like he's gonna be right about this. Like I know better than to doubt the genius of Bill Belichick.
was it I mean, we could have this debate for years, but you could always, is it the genius of Bill Belichick, or was it Tom Brady that was carrying him all those years? But I mean, they go 7-9 with a like very injured Cam Newton, or I don't even know if he's injured anymore. He's just a shell of what he used to be. But they can figure out a little bit more of the offense. Cam, everything that I've heard was that he wasn't going to have a big market to begin with. It was basically New England if he wanted to have a shot at starting, or bust. So, it just makes the most sense for him, and it makes the most sense for New England, in that they know they're going to have stability at that position next year. So that's basically like the only reason to really keep him around.
Yeah, I agree. I would say this though. I would say that I think that paying him $14 million though, like you said, we don't know what the guarantees are yet. We don't know what it is, but like with Cam Newton coming off of a year where he again had an up and down year, but $14 million.
Well,
It's a little steep. It's a little,
I mean,
even for a Cam Newton, like I know backup money is like nothing in the NFL. Like $10 million, whatever for a backup is nothing in the NFL these days. But like for me, it's kind of one of those things like like you could have brought in like Chase Daniel or someone else for probably cheaper and like gotten like yielded a similar result if we're being honest.
Chase Daniel for cheaper. I mean, Chase Daniel's kind of like the king of the bag right now. Like that guy, wherever he goes, he better be demanding $10 million a year because that's what he's been getting for the past couple of years with Detroit. So I mean, that's kind of what he's used to right now. But no, I mean, the thing with Cam, and I did have a chance to look at the contract numbers earlier this afternoon. He's getting 5 million in base. There's 1.5 million in game incentives, basically like how many games is he going to be playing? Like, is he healthy? He'll get 1.5 million if he stays healthy. And then there's 9.5 in just additional, rushing yards, touchdowns, passing percentage, like all of those other incentives. So I mean, look, I don't think he's going to see the full 14, but that's basic, like $14 million for a 1B guy right now. That's kind of like the going rate, especially when, and I know we're going to talk about this. Dak Prescott, who's very clearly a 1A guy, is getting $75 million next year. So I mean, it's just a huge difference in like player type and everything. But that's just if you want to keep a guy like Cam around and you want to know that you're going to have some sort of stability year over year. Because I mean, think about it. New England had Tom Brady for like 20 years. Like they're not used to change at the quarterback position like that. So knowing that you're going to be able to keep Cam around and have that like year to year stability, it's going to cost you $14 million. And I think they're fine having that number against the books this year.
Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.